I'm going to be sharing something that's going to help you if you're someone who struggles with perfectionism, fear of failure, or sitting with your emotions. Those three things that I mentioned, I'm going to share specific tactics you can use that help you to tap into your inner child and support that healing process. You might think it's silly to utilize your inner child to promote healing. The truth is, we all still have that inner child within us. It's really just been transformed over the years, or it's evolved over the years based on the new demands that life developmental stages bring, or things that we've learned over time about how to respond in different situations, and expectations that are had on adults versus children. Sometimes that evolution of our inner child happens a little too quickly, where we haven't been able to fully process everything that happened in our childhood, or we haven't been able to learn from experiences, and it starts showing up or presenting in our adult life behaviors and relationships. For perfectionist tendencies, I would recommend getting yourself a paint by numbers or color by numbers and challenging yourself to use a color that is not recommended, or ignoring the numbers completely. By going against instructions, we're tapping back into that rebellious, creative energy that our inner child had been told to shut down. And sometimes that can present now as perfectionism, because we feel like in order to be deemed as good enough, we have to be perfect, or we have to do everything right and by the rule book. If you have a fear of failure, try something new. This is a pretty straightforward one, and maybe you're thinking, duh, but in reality, it's not very often that we really get the opportunity to try something new without feeling, especially if you have a fear of failure, like you have to turn it into something you're really good at. I was talking to a client just 2 weeks ago, and we were discussing how she tends to turn a lot of her hobbies into things that she has to perfect or do really, really well. And she would then fear starting new things because she worried that she would fail or not be able to do them well, rather than just showing up and committing to it. And I thought that another client's story really resonated in this same realm, where she started going to pole dancing classes and yoga, and she wasn't trying to be the best. She didn't care if she failed. She just wanted the experience, something to tap into that free spirit and feminine energy that she had been longing for. It didn't matter if she didn't do well. She knew it was something she needed. Now, for sitting with your emotions, I recommend you go back and watch my video on DBT self-validation. When you have the emotion come up, imagine you are a child expressing this emotion. You can think of pulling your little self off of your back, plopping her in front of you on the couch and asking her, "What's going on? What do you need right now?" And then listening. So really listening to your inner child tell you what she's feeling, because it can be revealing. It's scary sometimes to sit with our emotions because we don't know what it could bring up or what we might have to process from it, and it feels like a huge undertaking. But just by pretending that it's a child in front of us telling this, it removes a lot of the weight of the adult pressure, and it turns it into more of a validating emotional experience where we really just get to say it's okay and console ourselves and have compassion with ourselves versus hurry up and fix this. I do hope that you enjoy using those inner child tactics. Would love to hear how you use them for yourself, or how it works for you if you do, or maybe you have an experience with doing inner child work that you could share with us.